All right. What's going on, party people? It's your man Griff. About to eat me a quick little something before I take my son to work. Throw down on this. That's nice and warm. Eat a little bit on this here. Oops. Grabbed it the wrong way. Cause that bad boy hot. Smoked turkey leg. Do some extra to get some extra smoke flavor to it. I put some smoked paprika on it and all of that. So yeah, I had some last night for dinner, and I'm gonna chop on a little bit. I ain't gonna eat the whole rest of it now. I just need to throw a little something in my stomach. And got me some apple juice and some ginger ale. I'm good to go. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pour some ginger ale inside of the apple juice. That should come out pretty good. But yeah, today I had 3 signings back to back. Hold on. No, that's spam call. That's just spam. I thought that was something important. But yeah, so I had 3 back to back. Accidentally booked myself like that. Wasn't trying to. Had one at 12, then at 11 at 10. So 10, 11, 12. And now I think about it, I was thinking I was going to be late for my 12. And when I was calling them, let them know, I accidentally said 10:30. I meant to say 11. But nonetheless, we got it all done. All 3 of them got done. I actually was on time for everything. Got to my 10 o'clock a little early, and that was good. So now the unique thing about, and I had, asked the notary to be a witness. So they came out and became a witness, and they did a great job. Also, thanks to everybody for tuning in, liking the video, subscribing, hit the notification bell. If you're new to the channel, do all of that so you can hear when I'm out here running my mouth. Check out all the different playlists that I have. And I'm telling you, you're going to be thoroughly educated on how to do this job as a notary. So today, what was interesting, now y'all know I did a video about verifying the person's name and the difficulties that I went through with that. And that was stressful for me. So get a chance, just look at the I think it'll be on the end screen, or it might pop up here, and or here, one of the sides. And take a look at it, the video about dealing with somebody who got 2 different last names, and you have some difficulties verifying them. But today, that wasn't the case. What was the case? Okay, well, let me back up. I asked for the documents. On Saturday, I was having some members training, and before I did the members training, I realized I didn't have the documents for this morning at 10 a.m. So I reached out to the signing company and said, "Hey, can I get the documents?" They uploaded the documents. Well, in signing order, when they upload the documents, I believe, from my understanding, they have to select something in there that says the documents are complete, meaning everything that the notary needs is complete and uploaded. Well, they didn't do that, and I didn't realize that until later in the afternoon. So I sent them an email. Nobody responded. So Saturday, the documents were up there, but I couldn't download them because they said the documents weren't marked as complete. Sunday, check. No can do. Nothing was marked as complete. Monday morning, today, the 15th, they marked them as complete. I never received a notification. I just happened to just hit the refresh button, and then bam. So there's a way that they can send you a notification to let you know that the documents have been uploaded, and they didn't. So that messed me up, because had I not been watching my the site, I would have missed out on it. So normally you get a notification saying, "Hey, documents have been uploaded." You get a text and as well as an email. I didn't get either. So I just happened to see them, got the documents, downloaded them. It was only 25 pages. I said, I'm gonna print these, and then we're gonna be ready to go. I already had my 11 o'clock signing orders, documents. My 12 o'clock was going to be printed at the title office. So I was like, I'm good to go. I go look at the 10 o'clock documents, and I see something different. I see on there something familiar but yet different. I'm used to seeing documents that have the person's name and then like, power of attorney of such and such and such, or, Earl Jones, trustee for the Earl Jones trustee dated. I'm used to seeing that. This one said we'll use Earl Jones as heir at law, meaning HEIR, heir at law, and personal representative of the estate of Earl Jones II, deceased. So this person was deceased. Earl Jones II was deceased, and Earl Jones, I guess the third, we'll say the third, was his heir and personal representative for him. And I was like, okay, got it. But here's the problem. Sometimes they want them to just sign their name, and sometimes they want them to sign their name and all of that additional verbiage. There was no instructions that told me to do so. Contacted the signing company, never heard back. Even to the point of this time of video, still hadn't heard back as to whether or not that should have been signed, with the other verbiage that was printed on the signature line. So I had no idea what to do. So when I couldn't find the title company's number. So what I did was, when I got, man, this turkey good. When I got to the signing, I asked the gentleman to contact the title company. He called all the numbers that he had. Nobody answered. Nobody picked up the phone, and he reached out to 4 different people. So I said, I'm gonna go with my best judgment and have you just sign your name. If they have issues, then we'll just have to come back out and get it done. He said, no problem. So sometimes as a notary, you'll be in a situation where the signature line will have a person's name and additional verbiage on there, normally like trustee verbiage or whatever. Or sometimes they'll just have trustee at the end. And some title companies, as well as some lenders, require it. Some don't. When you have that and you don't have instructions that specifically tell you, then you need to reach out to said title company and ask them how they want this done. If you don't, you can have them sign without it, and they want them to sign with it. You can sign them with the extra verbiage, but they don't want it, and you need to know. Now, good. Oh yeah, that apple and ginger ale tastes good together. Now here's where it gets tricky. You reach out to the title company, and depending on that title company, depending on the notaries that they've worked with in the past, or this, that, and the other, they may come off at you like, what do you mean? Why are you asking me this? Don't you know what to do? And here's the thing. The title companies operate for the most part in a vacuum. If that title company for that state, for that county, has not worked with other counties and other states, they may not understand those requirements. The title company might not even have a requirement for how the person should sign, but the lender does. So they've been working with lenders who say, don't put that verbiage on there. Or they may have been working with lenders that say, put the verbiage on there. You come and you're asking for clarification, and they're like, what is your problem? Well, don't you understand? Don't you know this? Why are you asking me this? Because I don't. And here's the problem. A lot of people think that we're trained in that. And in some regard, we are trained on the signature line, or being aware of the verbiage. But what we don't know, and what we have not been trained in and have no visibility on until we are told, or at least we ask, how do you want it? Because I did that one time. I had somebody sign with the trustee verbiage, and they weren't supposed to. But the other 2 closings I did, they did sign with the verbiage. This one I said, go ahead on and do it. Come to find out, that's not what they wanted me to do. Lo and behold, I missed that in the instructions. That was on me. I took the hit for that. Each company can operate, well, not even can, they operate different. So you can't just assume that because you see trustee verbiage that you have to write that in also on the signature line. You can't assume that because the word trustee is there that they need to do trustee. Now, if you have a split signing and you see Fred signed with trustee and with the verbiage, pretty you should be pretty confident that whoever you're with should do the same. If you see sometimes they did sign with the verbiage, the first signer, and sometimes they didn't, you need to get on the phone and call the title company like, hey, I need to know for my signer. Don't worry about the other one. I need to know for my signer. They might ask you, well, what did the other signer? Well, on some they did and some they didn't. So that's why I'm calling you for clarification. Had I seen that they did it on all of them, I wouldn't be calling you. Had I seen that they didn't do it on all, I wouldn't be calling you. I'm only calling because I see there's a little bit of a discrepancy here, and I just want to make sure I do it correctly for the individual that's with me. That's how you have to handle it. Emotions can get high. People think that notaries are out here just being trained in every facet and aspect of a loan closing, and you got to think about it. And see, this is the weird part. People will say, well, take this training, take that training. That's a part of notarization. Because also, if the person signs that way, John Jones, heir at law, and personal representative for John Jones Sr., if you have to hand fill in a notarial acknowledgement, you're going to have to write all of that in there. So you can't just say, and then if the notary trainer is like, I don't teach notarizations, then how would you ever be taught that? Because that's a part of notarization. So even though it's the signature line, but in that signature line, if they have that in the signature line and they want them to sign that, it's safe bet that you have to write all that out in your notarial acknowledgement. You say, well, why don't they print it in there? They may have printed it in there, but guess what? The notarial acknowledgement doesn't meet the criteria for your state. At that point, you're going to have to add the necessary jurat or affidavit to that loan packet for that document. That's what you'll have to do. As well as if they don't put anything in there, you're going to have to do what? Fill it in. And fill it in with what? The appropriate information based off of the way they sign. Now the question becomes, if they told them to sign, just to sign their name, even though they got the verbiage under the bottom, do I cross out the verbiage in the notarial acknowledgement? That's where you have to ask them. I can't give you that answer because I don't know. They may say, yes, cross that out. Or you just add your own all-purpose acknowledgement or jurat that just has their name. You can do that. But that means you do need to have a conversation with them and find out how do they want it done. So no one ever told me how they want it done. I did it. At least I made sure the gentleman signed it, scanned it, uploaded it, and the documents have already been shipped out. And if they need me to go back and get it fixed, I will go back and get it fixed. But sometimes you will not get an answer. That's why I've titled it that way. Sometimes you will not get an answer when you ask a question from the title company or even signing company. And the signing company may have, reached out to them and said, hey, we got this here, but the title company just never got back around to it. They might not have thought it was important. Who knows? They might have felt like, well, they should know what to do. I mean, they're a notary. It could be that way. And you don't have to hound them. You don't have to call them and fuss and, well, I ain't doing this order because you got to have a signature on there. Now, whether that signature says heir and, the power of attorney has to be. That have to be. But when it comes to the trust stuff, and if they can't give you an answer, you at least got to get their name on there. And if you're doing a power of attorney, even though it doesn't have the POA verbiage, if Becky is signing for Rakim, she's going to have to do it the POA verbiage. That's standard. You know, that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to do that. But the trustee verbiage, the heir at law verbiage, do everything you can to get in contact with them, find out, see what they say. And if you get an answer, cool. If you don't, you just at least need to make sure that they, oh man, I just realized I'm missing my curtain. I just realized that I'm missing my curtain. I got to do that. I know I don't have curtains on this one, but yeah, so don't be teasing me about my curtains and stuff. But yeah, I'll get that fixed. I don't know where it's at. I don't know where it's at. Might be getting washed. Could be. But that's what you have to do, okay? Just wanted to drop that video on y'all. Y'all have a good one. I'm going to finish chowing on this turkey leg before I go drop off my UPS stuff and take my son to work. And y'all have a good one. Talk to y'all later. Peace.